Tanshi, Stephanie Erickson. My presentation is called Reading for Reconciliation. As many of you will remember, in 2015, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada released its reports, among them the 94 calls to action. Can I just ask for a raise of hands who had a chance to read those 94 calls to action? Most of you, wonderful. And after reading that report, another raise of hands for who felt that you knew how to enact reconciliation in your life. I'm getting like some shakes of the hands, but less confidence. Yes, okay. So as wonderful as they are, those 94 calls to action are mostly identifying institutions and governing bodies as the responsible parties for enacting reconciliation in Canada. My research proposes a way for everyday Canadians to engage meaningfully with reconciliation in their lives, and this is through reading. Specifically reading this genre, Indigenous Futurism. So for folks unfamiliar with Indigenous Futurism, think sort of sci-fi, kind of speculative fiction, but with a very Indigenous lens. So a really popular example of this literary genre is The Marrow Thieves by Cherie Dimaline. Some of you may be familiar with a little bit. It is a genre where Indigenous authors are imagining what could Indigenous life look like, maybe in the far future and maybe in the more near future. And so my research looks at this genre of literature, and I'll be doing a literary analysis of this genre for what I'm calling pathways to reconciliation. These are topics that are very important to Indigenous studies and to the ways in which we are framing conversations around reconciliation. So through this critical analysis for how this genre engages with these topics, I will then develop interview questions that I will bring to the authors who are publishing in this genre. So there are a couple authors listed there, and I'm always excited to hear more recommendations if anyone has them. I will interview these authors and ask how they see reconciliation relative to their works in the genre of Indigenous Futurism. From there, the outcome of this research will be a public-facing podcast. So these interviews will be podcasts that readers of the novels or the short stories can then listen to as an extra step on how to think about reconciliation relative to the reading that they are doing. And I'm very excited for making reconciliation more accessible in everyday Canadians' lives. Thank you.